Hello, hello, hello. Okay. What's up, everybody? How are you? What's new? I am so excited to share this space with you and to give you an opportunity to bring any of the questions that you may have. First and foremost, how you been? I'm going to go ahead and put some chapstick on as I give you this tea of whatever you want to ask. So bring your questions. I hope you enjoyed the recent moon cycle reading. I did do it live. So that's something that I'm going to try out too, if that's something that you all like to see. If you like to see the moon cycle live, or you could care less. It don't matter, baby. Okay, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get some decks out. I've been feeling the Polaroid. I'm going to take the African Goddess. Ooh, and here's always a fan favorite, which is the Dreamscape. So I'm going to let you all see those because inevitably someone is going to ask me what the deck is, and then I'm going to say rewind to the beginning, and that's where the deck is. So first and foremost, how are you? Aww. What have you been up to? What have you been doing? Okay. Thank you. You notice a girl always switching it up. I gotta give you something new each and every time. You know, switch it up, make you feel like you got a fresh person every time. So thank you for this opportunity to share this space. Now what I want you to do, sweetnesses, is I want you to begin to present your questions, giving Leo energy with the hair. Yes, rar. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? My favorite color on me. I also like dark too. Dark, like dark. And this, my favorite. So begin by starting to put some of your questions that you have. So I'm just going to open up the space, okay? Universe, thank you for the opportunity to read on behalf of you, to bring messages of health, wealth, abundance, clarity, and all that is needed in this physical, energetic, and emotional space. Please bring clarity, understanding, patience, persistence, as well as the energy needed to bring us forward in this position. Thank you for all of the information that comes across, and please allow it to be in clear and concise ways. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so I'm going to just pull the two cards that came up. Haven't looked at them yet. So we have, let you see those. We have the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So understanding how to use your emotions. A lot of the questions that are going to be coming up, it's really the question that you're going to ask, really what it is it's about understanding the use of your emotions. Just because you feel like, and I know this is going to be talking about love, just because you feel like a certain way towards a person, are they doing this, are they doing that, aren't they doing this, aren't they doing that, doesn't mean it's reality. Whatever is your first feeling that comes up doesn't mean that that's reality. It's just, as things shift, we're moving towards a Mercury in retrograde in about 4 days. It's going to feel a little, but don't always look outside of you to validate feeling comfortable. And the Knight of Pentacles is saying that you're going on this path. You've been working towards a new way of feeling safe. So it's almost like you're kind of stuck between these two positions of like, you know what? I'm going to let it roll off my shoulders versus like, am I going to let this impact me? No, I don't want to let this impact me. But what if it impacts me? But ultimately, the lesson that you will learn, I guarantee you, by the end of this time, is how to be balanced in that energy. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking the questions. How are you? I'm good, baby. I like that question. Okay, next one. What's my future, Wisdom Warriors? What's my future with romance and my plans with switching careers and financial? I think, okay, Wisdom Warriors, I think that those two cards had to do with you because it came up with both of the emotional aspect as well as the career aspect. So, and I'll pull some clarifying cards as well too. So I have the Five of Cups here. When it comes to the romance part, make sure that you separate irrational feelings from where you're actually at when it comes to love and romance and things like that. And if you can like be balanced there, and really with this 5 of Cups, what's coming across is there is a bit of time that you need to take care of yourself. There is a bit of time that you need to go in and you need to fill up your own cup before you go out there looking for others. Doesn't mean that you don't have somebody in your life. Doesn't mean you don't have your eye on somebody. Somebody has their eye on you. It just means that if you want something to be successful long term in the love realm, you should definitely take this time to analyze what didn't work before and fill your own cup up, and just take some time, because you don't want to work that out in relationships. You want to work that out beforehand so that when you get into that new energy with whoever it is, the energy comes across and like, let's just focus on this instead of carrying baggage in there. As well as you had that Knight of Pentacles too that came across. So we have the Devil card. So you have this Knight of Pentacles that came across of you've been working towards something new, career-wise, financial, a new way, like a shift, a different energetic shift in your work. Like you're in the middle of grind mode, like you're working towards it, you're working towards it. What you want to make sure you do is you do not give in to the internal self pressure of saying like, I'm never going to be able to do this. If you have one day where it doesn't go the way that you want it to go, instead of turning in on yourself and be like, oh, is this even worth it? That's the Devil card. That's what the Devil card is saying. Like that feeling of that vice of like, you know what, just forget it. I'm going to just walk off and X, Y, and Z. No, keep going at it and eventually it will pay off. Okay. So let's see. How can I get creatively unstuck in general? Hey, welcome back, JS. Okay. So thank you. So we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so what they're saying for you is if you want to get creatively unstuck, whenever you start, whenever you hit that roadblock where it's just like, oh, I don't feel like doing it, do the work and keep doing it. Even if you don't feel like it's your best, even if you don't feel like, oh, yes, everything is so great, keep doing it, because that momentum is actually what's going to pull you through towards what you're looking for. So don't always assume that it has to feel really great or just, feel really chill in order for you to be successful at your creativity. Sometimes you have to push through those moments of like, what am I doing? Is this, I don't feel like doing this. I'm all over the place, Push past it. Just put in work. Just keep on doing that momentum. When you turn back, you're going to see that artwork. You're going to see that creativity. You're going to see that picture you painted, but you're not necessarily in control in the way that you think so. You need to use your emotions in a way that works best for you. Okay. What else we got? Lily, should I move on? Okay, should Lily move on? I'm feeling something back. I'm feeling these 2 cards back here, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles. So the message that's coming across is take a chance on you. Take a chance on you. Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance. That's what it is. It's a new opportunity for you. Should you move on? Take a chance on yourself. Now, a lot of times people ask that because they're just asking about love. Should I move on for so-and-so? Da-da-da-da-da. Take a chance on you. Prioritize yourself first. People will remove themselves from your life when you prioritize yourself first, or they will grow and they will expand and they will be the person that they need to be in their own life and a better value to you. If it has something to do with work related and things like that, then always take a chance on yourself. And so this energy is the validating card for you, the Sun. You're playing small because the things around you, I don't know what specifically is around you that's like making you feel like not reminding you of how big you are. But once you take that chance on yourself, you're going to shine very, very bright. Okay, thank you, Lily. Okay, what's next? Mystic's Haven. I would love some guidance in life, relationships, purpose, whatever the universe would like to speak to, please. Okay. Any insight? Ooh, I'm going to switch it up for you. Any insight for Mystic's Haven on anything. They pretty much say anything. You know, any message. Go after it. Go after it. You know, go. To me, this is coming across in a kind of, let me see, what did you ask? Relationships, purpose, whatever. To me, it came across in a kind of way of like, you know exactly what you want from this life. You know exactly what you want your purpose to be. You know what it is. Go after it. Don't even worry about if the right people show up or da 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 da. Just go after it. If you lead from that energy of, we're just going to go in this direction, we're just going to go in this direction, everything else will show up. But you have this energy within you. Do not second guess yourself in any way during this time period. That's what's coming across. See the power that you have within yourself. Love that, love that, love that. Okay, what else? Will we get back together? Okay, baby. Let's see. Okay. Let me ask you, do you want to get back together? That's the real question. I say this all the time. You are co-creators of the reality that you want, okay? But when it comes to another person, you have to want to get back together. They have to want to get back together. And you all have to be different. Y'all cannot be the same people trying to get back in the same thing just because you missed it, just because they made a mistake, you made a mistake, X, Y, and Z. Well, we're going to see. Please send us a message. Will they get back together? The shadow. You all will only get back together if you do the work. And that's the individual work, and that's the work for you all together. The individual work is whatever brings you to your best self. They are their best self. You are your best self. And the work together. Here's the thing. When you work on yourself, okay, especially in the areas of love, when you work on yourself, you got to do the work. And if you go into a new, relationship, you should want to attract people who did the work so you all can just enjoy it. But here's the thing when you go backwards. If you want to go backwards, you not only have to do the work, which is regardless, you're going to have to do that on an individual level. Now you two have to do the work together to rebuild. It is a lot of work if it is going to get to be and be in the space that it needs to be in. I personally be like, you know what? Baby, just keep moving forward. Don't even worry about it. If they're supposed to come back in your life, they're going to come back into your life, X, Y, and Z. But if you want to, and you want to co-create and they are willing to do the work too, then yes, but only if you both do the work for yourselves and for each other. Okay. What else we got? Will I get into my art program? Okay, let's see. A lot on creativity. Love that, love that, love that. Here's the thing though with the art program. Will you get into your art program? Of course. But that's not what you're asking me. You're asking me, will you get into this particular art program at this specific time of this specific date? Okay? Because the resounding answer is yes, you will get into the art program. It's already set in stone there. But you're asking, will you get into it right now? So universe, bring some messages across of if they will get into this art program. There's something about your art that is going to shift and is going to change, okay? There's something about this. There's a bit of you that is still developing right now. And it's going to really shift the way that you present yourself. Whatever that art is, however you present your art across. But there's something about this particular experience of wanting to get into this program that's fundamentally going to shift the way that you do things, as well as this sense of surrender. So the way that this is coming across to me is that either you start this program, it's tough, but then you surrender and it creates this beautiful creativity, or you don't get into this program and it creates a energetic shift in you that propels you into a bigger direction. Now, here's what you should pay attention to is at the end of the day, the outcome is always best, is always for the greatest good. Do not get hung up on this just one area of like, oh, yes, no, it has to be this. Whatever you need for your purpose, for your destiny, will present itself in its perfect way. So I'm thinking it'll be one of those two scenarios or those situations, but ultimately there will be some work. So I'm gonna let you know, it doesn't matter if you get it or not, it's going to be some work that you have to do, that there's going to be a bit of a shift, but it's going to be that shift that leads you in a new direction, for your greatest good. And it's going to be very beautiful. You're going to see yourself move in a way that, you never thought. And also on top of that, think about it from the perspective of, you have so much to share, you have so much to offer. This is a part of your story. This is what makes the story so interesting and so beautiful and so creative. So as you know, the answer is yes. It is up to you if you would like that yes to be now, or if you want that yes to be later. Okay. Will I find true love this year? Okay. Will I find true love this year? So let me just cleanse, because I received a lot at one time. So I just want to go through and just cleanse out. I got some cinnamon. And just trying to disconnect, because it's like a lot of energy at one time. Y'all could breathe with me, okay? Breathe with me. Whoo, 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 whoo. Whew. Baby, okay. Okay, peppermint. Actually, it's spearmint. Anyway, so let me jump back into here. So it says, let me see. Will I find true love this year? Let me ask you. Oh, no. I think I jumped too far. Will I find true love? True love means a lot of things. Now, are you asking for a wife, a husband, a long-term partner, a long-term relationship? Be very clear with yourself about what you want and define it like that, because you can find true love in your family. You know, you can find true love in your cousin, you know, in a way of like, in a very cousin way, or a very motherly way, or a very fatherly way, where they bring balance into your life. But if you're talking about from a relationship standpoint, first, be very clear on what you want. I say this all the time. You are co-creating your life and your reality. Now, what's coming up for you is you cannot judge what comes into your life from the experiences of your past. If you do not want to repeat the same type of people that you had in your past, you need to let it go. Also, it's sending me a vibe that you have a type. Do not fall victim to the type. You got to move on, because there had to been something about this type of individual that it just didn't work out. So don't think it's going to work out with this person. And usually that comes from early on in life. Somebody in your family, you know, your connection to them, then it plays off later on in life. That's usually how that is. You know, just surrender, be open. Will they find, as they ask, true love this year? Be patient. That's what I'm getting from this. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Do not say yes to the first thing that pops up. One more, please. Okay. So basically what's coming up for you, it's like this. It's saying that people are going to be coming your way. And you're going to be so wanting to find this true love that you might be open to saying yes. Here it is. This is the serpent. You might be open to saying yes to the first thing that walks into your life. If this person is not the right person for you, say no. I don't care if they make you feel good 90% of the time, and 10% of the time they make you feel horrible, but that's better than the experience you had before. No. Because you're going to be in the same memory karmic cycle over and over again. What you want to do is be patient. You can have people come in your life. You can have, you can take your time to get to know people. But if they are not what your definition of true love is, how you want true love to make you feel, then you got to be able to let them go. And when you say no enough to what is not for you, what is for you will pop up right on you. And you ain't even know, you ain't have to do nothing, okay? So that's the message that's coming across. So it's up to you. The more that you say no to what is not working for you, the quicker that energy will come, but the longer, the more that you say like, oh, yes to whomever just pops up and you just hope them to be true love, the longer the process is going to take. Okay, let's see. I feel like a hermit. I need help. I don't like this feeling. The feeling of the hermit is not a bad thing, to replenish. What this is telling me from you is that you are looking to recharge. And I think that that's fine, if you want to recharge. But if you're one of those people who get stir crazy, you're like, don't want to be in this, da 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 da. You have to find a way to have some more movement in your space and just try something different a little bit, each day. Maybe Zoom some people, maybe get into a creative project. Be very active in your house and what you're doing. Naked, you can always chill in the crib naked too. What it's saying is that you're almost being reborn. Like you can be your 100% self in this space. So take this time to essentially cleanse yourself so that when you're ready to reemerge back into the world, it can be in a kind of way that is much more balancing for you, because sometimes the universe will push you back into the house and be like, or push you back into kind of yourself, in order to give yourself an opportunity to look at yourself internally, if naturally you might just be on the go or on the move. So try to be open to that newness of you. Rediscover yourself. Find this space and this place to reintroduce yourself to yourself. It's a really beautiful journey that you have there. Okay. So I'm reading everything. You can go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Should I enroll in the fiction novel writing bootcamp that starts Monday? Okay, let me see. Now, already I'm going to say, if you believe that this boot camp is what is going to make or break your writing, it probably isn't. You're probably going to be fine. What's coming across, especially since Mercury is going into retrograde later on in this week, is that it's going to already be a very intense time for you. So if you need that added support and added structure of that writing circle, as you are doing the work, then it makes sense. But if it's going to take more out of you, you have to understand that you need to carve out a certain amount of time in your life so that even when this retrograde energy happens, you'll still be able to live up to it. So it's like, how it's coming across is almost like this is pretty much the only thing that you're really going to be focusing on for the next month. And if you can do that, then it's going to be a really good investment in your time. These clubs, these workshops are not cheap. If it is a one-time workshop, maybe it should be fine. If it is a continuous thing, it might be a little bit more different. Luna Moth, Sun Bear, and Guardian. So I'm getting a message here of go for it. That's what it's saying. Especially this Luna Moth, is that by the time that Mercury in retrograde is over and you come out of this this workshop, you're going to feel more confident in what you're doing. And also having this workshop is actually going to create this space for you that you won't question and other people won't question. So it's saying yes. It's saying yes and go for it. Okay. Aw, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Okay, my dream job is to be an actress, but I don't know if I will be. Will I be successful with that job? Okay. Will they be successful with being an actress? So I'm feeling two things. This popped out. The gift. And this I was feeling for the sea turtle. Okay, what is coming across here is saying that you have to redefine what you believe is success in acting. When it comes to acting, there's a lot of things you can do. You actually don't even, you might just want to just act. There's so many other things that you actually might be good at in the acting space that can actually give you a stable income as you build things out, or can take you even further than your acting could take you. So it's saying with this sea turtle, it's saying be very wise. Maybe you're really good with prop designs, being able to kind of put your fashion together. Maybe you're good at directing, maybe you're good at sound, maybe you're good at PR, maybe you're good at all of these things. The gift is the acting, okay? That's something that you'll always have, okay? One of my favorite things to do is sing. I can do it all day. It's something that I really, really like. But what I learned from singing was not that I needed to go out and be a singer, but I learned how to really be very disciplined by having to learn how to read music. That taught me a level of discipline that I then could apply to school. I could apply to my businesses. I could apply to here, and I could apply to there. So the gift is acting. And the more that you follow the wisdom of where this gift is leading you, the more that you can act whenever you want to. Okay, disconnect what you think a successful actress should be. You want to be on TV, you want to be on YouTube, you want to be on Netflix. I don't know what is success for you. Also, it could be theater. You might want to do something like theater. You might want to do small stage, big stage, like whatever that is. Pay attention to the other things you're good at too, because that'll allow you to be in the space. If it makes you happy, if you have fun, if you didn't care if you made $1, if you made a lot of money, that tells you that's the space you should be in. But there's something in it that will connect you with more and more people. There's so many things to do behind the scenes in the entertainment world. So remember to stay connected to that and have your gift. Your gift is actually going to allow you to connect with other people about it. Okay. Okay. Definitely feeling that. Fill up your own cup first right now. Yes, baby. How will my future look after moving? Okay, Kay. Okay, Kay. How will your future look after moving? How will their future look after moving? Newness. Okay, so this is a common theme that's going to keep on showing up. You're going to feel very naked in that, you know, this is a new experience for you, but ultimately, where are they going? Creativity, cosmic power. This is what it's going to do, is it's going to put you in a new environment in which you are going to feel like you're reborn. Okay, like you're very fresh into a new experience. And what it's going to do is it's going to motivate you to be very creative. You're just going to, I don't know what you naturally like to do, but having all this time to yourself as when you go into a new space is going to spark up this creativity. And that's going to be great for you, for on a soul level, on an energy level. It's going to bring so much into your life. So it's going to be actually a very creative time as you move. Okay. Let's see. Completely on the point. Thank you. Yes, baby. Thank you so much. Happy to witness you live again. Thank you, baby. You're so right. Thank you, sweetheart. Live. Thank you so much. Hi, love. Okay, let's get into it, babies. Hi, love. Can I get an insight on the future of my love life? Okay, we doing love life. I was waiting on a past connection I've been in separation with, but now I feel like I'm moving on energetically from him. Okay, Sarah. So you're saying, what's the future? Okay. Here's the thing. I'm a give you some tea, okay? Whenever you're in a relationship, as you've already experienced before, you know you'll give somebody another chance, but you know they got a deadline, and if they don't meet that deadline, you can't be waiting forever, okay? And you know, it's like, you know, right when that happens, that you're like, come on back now, because if you don't come on back now, I'm not going to be that same person that I used to be. That's the energy that's coming across. So you're asking for permission to move on. That's essentially what the energy is that's coming across here. Because right now you're in a better place than, like, in your energy, you're in a better place than where you were before. It's time to move on. That's essentially what it is. You do not have to ask for permission. This was not your one and only true love, and you just have to hold your life and pause yourself for them. No, it's time to move on. Everybody has choices. I say it all the time. We co-create our reality, okay? And if they don't see how valuable you are and that they need to haul ass in order to be in your life, then it's their loss, and they have to deal with that on their own. We have scarcity. Baby, let me tell you something. The moment that you are 100% out of their life, and they know and they see you moving on, that's when they're going to realize it. They're not going to realize it beforehand, and don't put no more energy into that. Some people will leave relationships and want to remain friends. That's good for y'all. I don't know how to do that. That's good for y'all. I'll, give you that. But if you want to connect with another person on a very, very deep level, say maybe the relationship was very surface level and you can do that, but if you had a very deep relationship with somebody, don't let that connection linger and prevent you from getting what you truly want. So baby, go ahead and move on from that. Okay. Let's see. What else? I'm applying to college and was wondering if the universe has anything for me to keep in mind while putting my portfolio and auditions together to submit for my dream college. Ooh, I got a good feeling about this. Okay. Anything to keep in mind as they are putting their portfolio together to submit. Feeling safe. So the universe is saying, like, hey, just be very mindful that you're not overthinking it, overdoing it. Meaning, like, if you feel very chaotic when you're putting that together, that's the energy that's coming across in your portfolio. So take a step back. Make sure you feel very safe and very grounded in what you're doing. What else? Here we got scarcity. Less is more. Less is more. Sometimes you might feel like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? That makes a person very scattered brain, and then you get nothing done. No, less is more. Just do with what you do well and do it confidently. And worthiness. Worthiness is coming across because you have to believe that you deserve to be in the space, that this is a space that you need to be in, that it is the best space for you. And that's what you're working on right now. I have no doubt that you're going to be able to put everything together the way it needs to be put together. But the real work happens with this internal shift of you feeling like, you know what? I deserve to be here. You do. I actually think that you're probably going to get in, to be honest with you. Like, that's the way that the energy is shifting. But you have to come to that acceptance before it will reveal itself on the outside. So good luck, babies. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Now let's see what's going on. I don't want to, let me see. Okay, I'm going to jump to where we're at now. Please let me know, will she see my message and answer me? Baby, did you come back last week? I feel like you were asking if they were thinking of you. And I said that you, what did I say? I said that you look at them, you know, and you just are really hyper focused on them, but they see you differently. Well, let's see. Will she see the message and answer you? It's looking like a yes. It's looking like a yes. Okay. Career and spiritual guidance. Okay. Just got here. Career and spiritual guidance. Anything for them. Ooh, we have betrayal and we have soul forgiveness. So it's saying that in order for you, there's a reason why you connected your career and your spiritual guidance. So we're going to work from a spiritual level here, okay? And that will make it really easy for your career energy to flow. There is some type of soul work that you need to do because of some type of betrayal that has happened in the past. I don't know if it was from you or from somebody else or from a bunch of people or something like that. But there's something that's going to come up. And you know when it's going to come up, baby? It's going to come up right in that Mercury retrograde. Why? Because, you know, Mercury be like, hey. You know, Mercury is a trickster. Mercury has a trickster energy. It's going to come up during that time. And it's going to come up and you're going to feel these feelings. But you're going to think, the first thought might be like, oh, this is negative. No, baby. It's coming up to come out. Okay? So just work through it. I accept it. I forgive this experience. I forgive myself for whatever it is that you need. Because a lot of times we're harder on ourselves than we really need to be. And just let it go. And surrender to the feelings that you have too. Like you do not have to feel bad that you have feelings. And once you allow that movement to happen, there's going to be kind of like this shift in your career. There's going to be some new opportunities that start to show up. And it's going to show up in a period of creativity. So you go through this experience of letting go, and then you're going to get really, really creative. And that career space is going to hold that creativity for you. The laugh after Mercury is a trickster. Yeah, Mercury is real tricky, okay? You know, tricky. Okay. Hi, Jet. Someone from my past recently messaged me after months of silence, and we are in communication again. Catching up. Are the intentions pure? Will this be worth something worthwhile? Let me tell you something, baby. If they wasted your time the first time, they're gonna waste your time the second time, unless they have changed. And I'm gonna tell you this, you can tell from talking to somebody if they have significantly changed. Not like they're just on their best behavior, and then once you put your guard down, they're doing the same thing. Like, no, this is a person that it's not that they don't even feel familiar anymore. They feel like a brand new person. If they feel like a brand new person, then you will be working with a new person. But if they feel very familiar, baby, you're going to get back into it. But let's just see what the energy says. You know, we're going to pull it from the cards first, okay? Intuition, trust your intuition. So you know, within the first conversation, regardless of if it felt good to catch up and be nostalgic, you knew. You had a feeling inside of you. And I think I know what the feeling is because you're asking the question for a reason. Are they going to waste your time? Yes, baby, they're going to waste your time. But, you know, you don't have to be heartbroken from it. You can enjoy catching up with this person and keep them at a distance. It doesn't mean that they themselves aren't going to change. It doesn't mean you need to stop your life and wait for them to change. But being at more of a distance, making them put in the work to show you that they are a different person will give you a better outcome than if you're just like, whoa, you know, just wanting to have a blast from the past. There's a reason why it didn't work out the first time, love. Okay. Let's see what else. My feminine, okay, let's see. My feminine and, okay, well, you added something else. Okay, sorry, 2 questions. Okay, glad to hear, Andrea. Glad to hear. Okay, so Is my current therapist still supporting of the direction I'm heading, or has our relationship reached the end? And then you also asked, it's June. You asked, my feminine and masculine energies can't seem to work together. Will I finally heal? So I'm going to start with the therapist. Okay, it depends on how long your relationship is with the therapist, how long it is. But I'm going to give you some insight. But I want to pull these cards first because I'm going to pull the cards first. First card you're getting is grounding. Okay. So the experience that you've had ultimately as you are doing this therapy work is ultimately with the intention of grounding. You have joy. You're seeking that joy, and you also have radical rebirth. Now, what's coming across here is saying just because someone tells you to do something that you don't want to do doesn't mean they're there for your to not support you. Meaning, a lot of times in therapy, sometimes it can be like it's a place. If you haven't had opportunities before to be vulnerable, maybe you have, but it's a very safe space of where you feel like you can be vulnerable. But then sometimes people get to a point where they stop doing the work and they just want to emotionally unload or to release their baggage on the therapist. And if the therapist asks you to do something, which is essentially like, no, instead of just unloading the baggage, instead what you want to do is take action so that you don't feel the need to accumulate it, that in no way is not them supporting you. But also, let me add this into it. If you feel like your time with your therapist is up, honor and respect that and move on. You do not need permission from the therapist. There ain't therapy graduation school where you get, oh, your therapist one day says, hey, it's time for you to graduate. What they might do is they might have, more infrequent sessions or having less and less, but maybe you need something from somebody else. So if you do feel like this is the time for you to move on, and it's not just because they're asking you to take responsibility for your actions, but because you're really ready to move on, then move on. It's okay. It doesn't matter if they're supporting you or not. The only thing that matters is, what do you need for support? You see, it's not on the outside, it is on the inside, and you are in that power and that control. And then you said feminine and masculine energy. Okay, so I have two cards that just literally flew out, which is giving and receiving and intuition. Okay, so there's something that's happening here that, if it's not working, there's not a trust in the intuition, and you're not really sure when is the right time to, give, and when is the right time to receive, and things like that. So in order to make this feminine and this masculine energy work better, what you need to do is you need to strengthen your intuition. So when you get that feeling, like for example, the feeling that you got with your therapist, sit, have a moment with it, and then take an action. Do not sit on it forever and just like, what should I do? No, take an action on it. If you need a little bit more time, don't think about it. Just allow it to be. And if it comes up and you still feel that way, then yes, take an action there. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So everyone, I'm just going to give a nice collective reading as we've spent a lot of beautiful time together. Universe, give us something with a little good, something on it, okay? Scarcity. So this is giving me the energy of, it is okay to recharge, to go within yourself and to recharge. It's also saying that you need to understand how valuable you are. You need to understand that you cannot say yes to everybody and to everything. And that's the same thing with your energy. Your energy cannot be open to everybody and to everything at all times. You got to be able to say yes to what's good for you and no to what's not good for you. And as you get older and older and go through more and more experiences, you're able to say no more easily, because sometimes, especially when you're younger, you'll say, Yes, because the situation's not that bad. You never want to work from that. You want to work from the energy of like, yes, I love this. This is great. This movement of optimism and creativity and movement and things like that, rather than kind of pessimism or feeling like things can't be that great or something like that. No, you want to move from this energy that creates abundance and puts you in a new direction. Well, I really enjoyed our time together. I really, 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 really um, love this space and this moment. And I hope that you all continue to take care of yourselves. Again, come back next Monday, same place, and bring your questions because I definitely had a great time. And no, don't forget the moon cycle readings. If you want to catch me nightly, you can catch me on Reiki Healing Hope too. So, bye. Bye. See y'all later. Y'all so cute. Bye.